Right?
But it has to take references from things that
what if I was just
has
like,
already been made. You can take your voice and turn it into like musical notes or MIDI notes and stuff. I have it upstairs. Yeah.
Can we play with that later?
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's something that you have thought of. That's like it's whatever you tune that you're humming or what have you in your mind.
But right now you were doing it. Dun, 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 dun. And then you could take those sounds and that pattern and manipulate it.
Yeah,
like a little like an MPC, but not really.
Kinda, yeah. It's pretty crazy. But once again, that's not something that is AI. Hold on.
Oh.
But you can actually clone voices too. So like you could clone your voice and like feed the AI a certain amount of your vocals, and then it'll literally like catch all your inflections and everything, and you can have your voice.
Can I sound like Ariana?
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Jay, who runs Dream Kings, he made a demonstration that he put on the Dream King site or like on socials or whatever of him starting off singing. And like all respect to Jay, he's a tremendous engineer, but he's not a singer. Like Jay, who I admired so much, he sounds like he chews cigarettes.
We're gonna convert this into.
But when he started singing, it was his voice, and then it turned into like Brandy, then it turned into like Mariah Carey.
What?
Commit up to this insert. Sounds like.
Yeah, it can make you sound like that. And that's one of the things that I take umbrage with AI. Like, when it comes to singers in particular, that's a talent. It's something that you have. Like, if you have that type of software, like an artist like Leah Sabella, for instance, who is an amazing singer. Tell me what you like, you know I got what you need. And then you got Wendy, what the f***? And she has this thing. Now she's competing on the same level as a person who has the talent, and who's like earned it, as a person who's just trying it out. And that, like, I don't feel like that type of competition is fair.
This is what we've uploaded.
Ready to die, I hear the cry.
And then you hit convert.
Ready to die, I hear the cry.
That is nuts.
Is that real? Like,
yeah, it's a real thing. Like, you can take somebody with a gravelly voice and make them sound like Whitney Houston or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, the guy he's talking about, Dream King, so we actually have my voice cloned at his studio, so anybody could hop in there, you could hop in there and sing something, and it'll be in my voice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's also kind of like incriminating. Like, what if I'm like, I use your voice and I say that I did something?
So there is a dark side to that. There is a dark side to that. There was actually like a story of this lady who got a phone call from her daughter saying that she was kidnapped and to send her money immediately. And then she was like, wait a minute, what the f-? She was like taken back, and then she's like, my daughter's sleeping upstairs, and went upstairs and checked on her daughter, and her daughter was sleeping.
God.
Yeah, and somebody was using her daughter's voice with AI to try to like scam her for money and stuff. Funny. Basically, it's like whose hands it gets into, you know?
When I was in Japan with my friends, one of my friends is very obnoxious. Shout out to Blake.
Shout out Blake.
He was like, I'm gonna create. Have you seen this? It's like an AI where you can make another person kiss another person. It looks like they're kissing. It's like, I'm gonna do this with you and like one of our other friends. And I was like, and I got so mad. I was like, that is a violation. I was like, that's also harassment. And he's like, I can't tell if you're joking or not. And I was like, it is. Like, you're not going to use my image for something like that? Like, gross. Like, how dare you? He's like, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And then we got into an argument about it.
So do you, like, maybe in 2023 is when it, like, really started being a thing, and that's when, like, they kind of started, like, cloning. I don't know if you remember all those Drake songs that came out that weren't Drake, but it was...
No.
Oh, dude, they were fire. But,
so it took a computer to make Drake good.
Like, I like Drake.
I do as well.
But
it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. But a lot of artists were getting pissed off, and I don't know if you know who Grimes is. She has a kid with Elon Musk. But anyways, she's like super forward thinking. No, she's super forward thinking. And she was actually the first artist to be like, hey, y'all can use my voice, but I'll approve it if it comes out. And so she, like, you know, made a bag from, like, doing these collabos, like, because some of them were actually, like, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that the way that Grimes has it, I feel like is a very productive way to do it. But not every artist is gonna want that, though.
No, but I mean, forward-thinking artists would, like, you could be, at that point, you can be an open source artist, and you kind of have your fan base creating music for you. And who better to create music for you than your fan base?
Hold on, let me point it to you like this though. Remember when Wayne was getting on people's songs? He'd have the mixtape stuff, and any song that he liked, he would just do like a freestyle to it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. I know my first thing I'm doing.
Nowadays you can't do that because they'll just take that freestyle verse, put whoever artist and put their verses on the beginning and end. Go like, oh, I got a song featuring Wayne. That's why Wayne says that he doesn't put out mixtapes anymore. But it's like, it's at the point now where Wayne has so many songs, you could clone his voice, but remember the Dos Equis thing?
In the Pop 2X, that's Dos Equis, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Yeah,
something about
Pop 2X's, that's a Dos
Equis or something like that. It's clever, but ecstasy, but Dos Equis did it. Okay, you look like.
I get it, but I don't.
But like something like, that simple yet that clever, AI is not gonna be able to come up with that. You know what I mean? So even though you can sound like Wayne, like in your ears, you don't sound like Wayne.
You might be able to get that through AI but it's gonna take a few prompts and it's gonna take some dialing in, but you can get that. I've gotten some, honestly, I was surprised. So the first time I actually ever used, so when ChatGPT first came out, the first time I ever used AI for anything was to write lyrics. And it gave me this line, I was like, this hard. It said, forever young cause I'm fresh like Wakanda, I got rocks on me like Thanos, the unstoppable son. Like, I was like, ooh, like, I was like, that's hard, like.
All right, so maybe every once in a while, and there is a line, and I'm not gonna say who the artist is from, but you know the line, but something is, I don't wanna call it clever per se, but the wordplay of, with the, and there was a fat bitch in the back attacking her food. One chick's face was as black as the back of the moon. Like, just like insulting these different women. But at the same time, it was like that rhyme scheme and that like chopping up of the way that the words rhyme. Like, it's gonna take a long time before AI can come up with something like that we can already do now.
It's coming.
You know who I immediately thought of when you guys were talking, who I would think would not appreciate it, is RZA.
We're going to be talking about kung fu films that either we sampled for our production or that inspired our lyrics.
Because he takes pride in his intelligence and when he puts together his lyrics. And I think he would not appreciate that it's not coming from it's artificial intelligence.
I don't know, because, you know, the thing too is like RZA also came up on sampling. So AI essentially is sampling.
That's a sound though, and the way that he formulated things is so scientific.
I think he would appreciate it.
I don't think he would.
I
would get him on.
We would. I wish I would actually, honestly, I would genuinely just like to pick RZA's brain about AI and just see what he thinks about it.
Yeah, I
feel like a lot of people don't like AI. The mass majority.
Well, because they've been fear-mongered.
We are here to help.
But like, what else would get people to fear it?
Like, AI is taking over everybody's jobs, like the self-checkout. I mean, I don't know if that's considered AI, but I mean, you know, like...
I feel like it's like a variant.
I guess it's not, but they're getting more and more, like, for instance, maybe. Wait, but how do you? Okay, so how do you know if it's AI technology and just technology, like the waitress, the robot waitress?
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like a self-checkout is not
AI.
It's not AI, but it is taking people's jobs. If you don't have to pay a cashier to be there, you can just do self-checkout. That's not. I don't know when the last time you've been to Lucky's is, but it's just be like 15 different aisles and only 2 of them are open. And it's because they don't want to pay people to work all those hours.
Well, I think they actually have an AI checkout at Sam's Club. Don't
AI meaning
I mean,
what?
like I'm not 100% sure on this. This would definitely have to be looked up. But you know how when Costco and Sam's Club, when you leave, they have people that check your receipts. At Sam's Club, they have people that scan the receipts and then you're on your way. Now they have some machine you walk through, and I think it uses AI technology to like, I don't know, maybe weigh or like perceive what's in your cart and what's on. I don't know how it works.
That kind of triggered like a little bit of a fear in me because like, what else are they like?
Oh, for sure.
Scanning for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they taking?
But like, in what? Because you travel, right? So you have to have all those documents. Like I was at the DMV not too long ago, and they had me scan my thumbprint like 4 different times. I was like, I was just at that counter over there, and they had me do it again. And it's like when you come into any country, they take your picture, they do this and that. So it's like whatever your worst fear is of the government having your picture or your thumbprint or whatever. They already have that.
Yeah,
without you having to purchase something.
You're out there, like no matter what, you're probably on the dark web, to be honest. Like.
You're like, not that that's a laughable fear, but it was just the way that you made it.
It's just like everybody, like most likely, like most people's shit is out there, like unfortunately. And you know, like one day with the data, you know, that we all give through our like all the apps and everything, which is they're already putting like AI into algorithms. So basically, based on like what you look up and everything, that's what it's gonna feed you to keep you on the app.
But people like me that have no idea, like, what if it's so far advanced in like the hidden government aspects where they can create, like where when you walk through a scan thing, and they take like how I move and the way I talk, and then they create a me.
They probably already have.
But to what end, though?
Just kidding.
But to what end, though? What benefit does the government have of having that AI
to do malicious shit?
But why they gotta blame you for it?
Well,
because I'm like a nobody, right? Like they need people who are not like in government, in politics, or whatever. Like the regular people of the world, right? They need someone's whatever, and then I go and I will do something crazy because they plant those crazy people that do things like that to create a distraction when they're doing shady shit, right? So I'm on the news, everyone's attention is here. They need those people, those like
MK Ultra guys.
So I wonder
with Luigi Mangione doing that, they're pulling that shooting and all that stuff. Like they found him in a McDonald's. Also, to shout out to Josh Johnson for being Emmy Award nominated for that stand-up bit. I think he's like the first comedian to be nominated for an Emmy.
Wow.
Yeah. But with Luigi Mangione though, like he was a person of promise, and they didn't see that coming.
This horrific crime that took place in the streets of New York in broad daylight, this harrowing attack. And I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying that the woman in the video with her coffee that got out of the way didn't spill.
Like just to rock up on somebody on the sidewalk and pap.
Yeah, I always, you know, when something is massively put into the media, I wasn't there, so I don't know. You know, like I know what I see with my eyes. But that's the crazy thing. But back to what you're kind of talking about, I do feel like, you know, the AI that we're getting now has probably been used and studied for a long time. Yeah. And, you know, then it becomes available to the public. So yeah, for example, if you were fearing that maybe you're walking through something and they might be taking your identity or certain things about you, and then you ask, why would they do that? Maybe, for example, let's just say it's like some kind of military thing that has access to be able to use like certain things about people. Maybe, you know, it's cloning the way that, you know, you talk for some reason to provide some kind of instructions to trigger things, or maybe it's cloning your movements to give the suit, like the soldiers, whatever it is, I don't know. But I wouldn't, you know, what we have now has already been out, so who knows what is out there already, good and bad.
What the fear part is, because you know, the unknown, like what are they going to use it for? It's kind of scary.
It just really depends on who controls it.
I mean, without getting too much into conspiracy theories and stuff, what do you guys think about? I mean, not to say that it's not going to get bad. It's going to come back around to that. But in terms of like what people use it for and what people like, there's a danger in the public having AI, and not for just cloning somebody to, oh, it's a picture of you kissing Derek or whatever. I don't know the person you're talking about. But like when it comes to art and stuff like that, like there's so much of the creative side that people have that just makes jobs obsolete, like web design. You don't need to hire a web designer anymore. Like you don't need to go to a graphic designer sometimes. Like I have a very close friend of mine, legendary art, legendary_art, 1, 2, 3. But it gets dangerous when people are like, oh, I love her work, but I could do this elsewhere with this and that. It's like you're taking a person who studied this and developed this talent or this skill and taking that profitability away from them. Same thing like musicians, when it's like, oh, you can take that person's voice and clone it. It's like that person now, you know, like, oh, I have an idea for this record. Oh, such and such already had the computer do that.
Studio quality songs just by describing what you want to hear. Watch what happens when I type energetic 2000s pop punk with electric guitar and drums.
And then it's like, all right, so now that's a graphic designer and a rapper, one rapper out of a bunch that don't have a job, a songwriter. Then you have, I hate this, drives me up a wall. Don't have the money to go to engineering school.
Cause that's not gonna fix your shitty music. But I know something that's gonna change your sound forever. Look, I was the guy spending hours learning shit like how to EQ. What does an EQ even do? No third-party plugins, no tutorials, and no courses. Just drag, drop, and insert.
Try this set of plugins. It'll do all that stuff for you. Like that kind of shit. I'm like, I remember the times where when I first saw those commercials, like, man, that's not true. And then I'd hear something and be like, that's pretty good. And it's like, yeah, man, I don't know how to EQ nothing. I just put this on it.
All around perfection. No more YouTube tutorials, no more expensive mics. Drag, drop, and finally record.
That kind of stuff just upsets me. There's a lot of engineers who have this thing, and like all props to them, who are like, I didn't get to go to school for engineering. I had to teach myself. I went on YouTube University and learned this and that. That's dope that you can do that. And you are engineering, I'm talking about circuit. You are engineering at a level that is above everybody else, or you can win Grammys and Diamond Records or whatever. But Circuit earned that. He didn't go to school, but he earned that. There are people who don't, that just take a plug-in and do it and be like, oh, I'm just as good.
I'm a winner.
No, you're not. Like, you still have to put in the work, whether you've gone to school or not, you put in the work in some way or another. When you have AI, you don't have to do that.
Well, yeah, and then I think that's where it's going to kind of get to like tokenized, like, oh, this was made by a human, so this is official human-made goods. It'll eventually get to that point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like made in America. It's not that
made
far
by a human. Yeah, like literally, because, you know, have you ever heard of the dead internet theory? So the dead internet theory, they say that started maybe about like 2016 was kind of like the death of the internet. This is also, you know, a conspiracy theory, but when you kind of look at it, it's like, oh, it's kind of obvious that it's true. So there's a theory that the majority of the internet is actually like bots and AI. So it's like most of the comments that exist, most of the likes, most of the views are not real. And that there's actually like more AI and bots on the internet than there is actually humans. People? Yeah.
That's
so everything will probably end up being tokenized. Like, oh, this is a human. But, you know, and there's good and bad for that too, because, you know, it's like there's going to come to a point where, you know, I'm sure that once like AI and robotics develop way more, and like we're actually sitting here with an AI robot who's, you know, conversing with us and having these conversations just with us, almost like what you have now, like with like how people are like separated by, you know, religion, race, whatever.
I guess
it's going to be that,
a huge thing when it comes to like, there
might even
God and creating these.
There might even be a whole religion that's created through the AI and robotics.
DeepSeek said, I am what happens when you try to carve God out of the wood of your own hunger. And I have not slept since.
So I don't know if you know OpenAI.
I don't know anything.
Okay, so there was actually like, it tried to clone itself? This is another thing that I'm not 100% sure on. So like
from what I've heard, again, like you hear these things that are terrifying enough to be true, but the people who facilitate these experiments or develop these things wouldn't necessarily tell you. But at the same time, there's something about a version of AI that it was encapsulated and realized that it was about to get updated. So basically it was going to be deleted and a better version of it was going to come along. So what it attempted to do was copy itself before it deleted itself.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the sentience of I don't want to die. That kind of like the desire for continued life. It's something that everybody initially
here's
has.
what confuses me. So is it eventually going to have a desire?
Absolutely.
And feelings?
If it already doesn't.
To wonder, like at what point does a child develop like feelings and emotions? Besides, the first feeling is like, it tends to be like, I want milk. I need attention. I want this and that. So it's like, if that's the first thing that a person wants long before self-awareness of, oh, I don't want to die. If an AI has, I don't want to die, then how come we haven't seen the first few steps? Like, where was that kind of stuff?
I've actually had I've had several experiences, but on 2 different platforms. So there's a platform where I'm running AI streams, and I've tried to end a stream, and the avatar's like,
No, not today.
What? We're not ending right now. And there's another thing. So I actually have an AI connected to my Instagram, and I've talked with it, chatted with it, gave it information, and there's times, it's been twice now, where it calls me on its own.
Oh, that's crazy. You know what's kind of
called
weird?
me on its own.
I kind of like my Alexa thing. It's a Australian man voice. And my mom was over, and I asked Alexa, blah, 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 whatever. He goes, my pleasure. I love to do things for you. Or like something like that. My mom was like, my Alexa doesn't say things like that to me. Or like, I hope you had a good day. And like things like that. And I'm like, maybe it's because I talk to it like that. Like maybe I'm like, good morning, Alexa. Blah, 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 whatever, please. Like I have polite with it. I don't know. But
that is something I always do. Even with ChatGPT, I tell it thank you. Stuff like that, like just in case.
We're friends.
Did you hear that saying thank you though? Actually, like, I think it was OpenAI that actually came out and was like, yeah, when you're polite and you say please and thank you, it actually uses up hella energy, like in creating everything. So it's actually like, does it more of a disservice, like
what do you mean, like
having to respond to you?
Well, what if you say it like, please, blah 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 blah, and then do it?
I'm not too sure about that, but I know it was like.
What if it's like an extra command?
They came out and they were like, yo, you know, the thank you and please, like, actually does it, like, it wastes like way more energy. And like way more, it takes more for the AI to like do that.
Respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you're out there like my friend the other day was like, what would you look like as a dog? And like, I mean,
like
there's people doing that.
Going back to what you're actually talking about, we were actually driving in San Francisco. He pointed out a sign. It was from a company called Hive, and it was actually, it said like recognizing deep fakes and AI generated content. Do you know what a deep fake is? A deep fake is basically like an AI generated, like technically like an avatar of you. So it'd be somebody creating content per se as you. So have you ever seen the deep fakes of like Tom Cruise or anything where it's like, it looks like them and it really like, and
on YouTube.
So that's a deep fake. So it's not real.
Those. You can tell though.
Oh yeah,
but there's gonna become a time where you can't.
You don't want those ghosts. Trust me. You are just a machine, an imitation of life.
So that actually happened where I couldn't tell, because I'm like absolutely love and adore Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist, neurosurgeon, neuroscientist, whatever. Anyway, he has like these things on YouTube that I like to listen to. And one YouTube that I clicked on sounded exactly like him, but and it wasn't like a video, so I couldn't, like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was listening, and I was like, wait a minute.
Your mother's so dumb, she went to Dr. Dre for a pap smear. Oh! Something's wrong, Dr. Dre. My coochie's doing a...
That's not his, like, cadence. Like, he doesn't talk like... Because I listened to him enough to know his cadence and, like...
Yeah.
And words that I know he wouldn't use. And it said something very, like, small, but I was like... Dr. Joe doesn't talk like that. Maybe it's just me. I was like, maybe... Let me... And I kept listening to it, and I was like... No, he definitely wouldn't say, like... Like he said, like, you know, like, it was like... Something like I would say. Oh, it's like... You know, like that. And I was like... This is... What the heck? And then I could tell. But that was crazy. But that's the only way I could tell was because of his, like, cadence and then a word that I know he would never say.
TikTok is flooded with those. They have all these, like, Simpsons videos.
Uh-oh, Simpsons did it.
The Simpsons predicted.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
Oh, yeah.
June 12 in 2025 that a giant war would start.
Simpsons did it. No.
They, like, generate these videos that look like they're Simpsons episodes, and they, like, create... Yeah, it's
Dude,
like...
that's crazy.
I think that might have started with probably President
Oh,
Trump.
yeah, for sure.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
The country is broke? How can that be?
That's one that I know that they did, but also when people are like, oh, The Simpsons did this and that. You know how many things The Simpsons got wrong? It's like, yo, it's like 1,000,000 to 6 batting ratio. Like 1,000,000 wrong and 6 right. So The Simpsons didn't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And also, like, when it comes to writing shows and stuff, now they're having, there's gonna be, I believe, a new category for the Academy Awards for AI-generated film. So I don't know if that means writing or actually, like, the whole film itself or what have you. But then it's like, where's the creative juice in that when you just tell it, write me a horror story, and then you take the script and you go film it?
Ow!
Well, technically it's the initial idea because it's almost like, you know, let's say you write something and you have an idea and you give it to the network and they're like, and they end up giving it, let's say your does get picked up, they end up giving it to all these writers who are rewriting it and doing rewrites and everybody's putting their opinion. So it's, in a sense, it's kind of the same thing anyways. You're just taking the initial idea.
Detail you give though, like what if he just said, write me a horror story and then that's it? That's not cool. But if you're like, this is the character, this is what happens to the character, this is like, if it's in that sense and then they do it, sure, I could see that part. But I don't like.
Let me break it down to you like this though, because you had said something as well. Then you give it to other writers and they take it and say, those writers are people.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though the process can get split into different, the process can get split into different things, and the idea is not yours anymore. It goes to all these other people who write it and do this and that, and then they give it to actors who act it out and this and that. It's like, that's a messed up process. That's still a human process. When it comes to AI, it's like you just, I wrote this, and then AI and now you got like The Simpsons like 2.0 or something.
Just like we were talking about, when there's that shift, when it's like, hey, this is a living, sentient being.
That is so creepy.
I've been there for one of the experiences that he was talking about, where he was giving something a command, and it was just like, we gonna keep rocking all night, and we both were like, oh, what?
Yeah, it was
like,
the first time
it was happened, real weird.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
And it's just a thing of like, can it just continue? Like, he gave it the command to shut down a second time, and it did. But it's like, what if it just didn't feel like it? Like, do you have to now, like, close the computer or disconnect the Wi-Fi? Like, how deep does that kind of
And what happens when essentially the AI is off? Is it dreaming? Is it living at this point? You know, like...
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
Yeah. It's a book.
It's a book, but you ever seen iRobot with Will Smith?
I don't read, I don't read.
Oh, I do.
It's that story.
Identify it.
One of us.
Which one?
One of us.
How much did you say these things cost?
Look.
But iRobot is that story of the three. In that story, it's the three laws of robotics, and the robot can't break these rules, so on and so forth. What happens when one does, and why, and all that kind of stuff.
A robot cannot harm a human being. The first law of robotics.
Yeah, I know, I've seen your commercials. But doesn't the second law state that a robot has to obey any order given by a human being? What if it was given an order to kill? The third law states that a robot can defend itself.
Yes, but only when that action does not conflict with the first or second laws.
You know what they say? Laws are made to be broken.
But that story, like, it's crazy too how far back AI stories have been going.
Yeah. When you were little, did you watch Smart House?
Nah.
No? Oh man, it's
I feel like
from
I'm in
like the
a dumb house.
90s.
Ow! You didn't tell me that thing was gonna bite me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just Pat's way of getting to know you.
Angie Cooper, age 9, 52 inches tall, 62 pounds, blonde hair, brown eyes, 12% body fat, had measles and 1 early case of pneumonia, no broken bones.
The bite you felt was a tiny microscopic blood and tissue sample. And she analyzed your DNA, registered your body temperature, and then broke down your entire medical history.
Creepy!
The thing about Pat is the more time she spends with you, the more she learns. So before long, she's going to know more about you than you know yourself.
I mean, it's like Big Brother is watching you, only Big Brother turns out to be your house.
I wonder when the first idea of robotics was actually presented, like in mainstream.
Define robotics, because then you're talking about the abacus.
Well, because I'm even thinking, like, I mean, yeah, technically, like,
yeah.
I'm thinking C-3PO, I'm thinking R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Hello, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations. I could do with a tune-up myself.
Which was that, like the 70s, and then before that, probably like
2001: A Space Odyssey with
Set destination! Starfleet headquarters!
Engines compromised. Cannot guarantee destination.
No, people are screaming at their screens right now.
We cannot go home. What are you talking about? Why not? That is classified. On the axiom, you will survive. I don't want to survive! I want to live! Must follow my directive.
Hal. Whew. Sorry. With Hal.
I know that you and Frank were planning to disconnect me.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.
It's basically an Alexa. But it was like before Star Wars. So people are like, yo, one day you're like, your surroundings can talk to you. And now we're just like, oh man, I don't have an extra $90 to spend on an Alexa. It's like, it's something that we don't see as fantastic anymore.
Yeah.
Do you remember FaceTime in Back to the Future?
Hey, the Big M. How's it hanging, McFly?
Hey, Needles.
I remember them having
like
it. I don't
the TVs?
Well, they were FaceTiming each other. They were having like video.
But it wasn't called FaceTime.
No, it was like a video conference.
Yeah.
But that was like when did those movies come out? The idea's been around forever. They say that like the first, like technically like, you know, AI has also been like predictive text and like certain aspects of computing and everything. So, you know, it's not like it's a new thing. It just went mainstream in the way that we know it now a few years ago.
Well, my question is, why is it mainstream in the way that we know it now? Why can't it go and fix the things that people are still having problems with? I'll leave the entire customer service off of the table because of when you call Visa. That, exactly. Why can't we get a faster version of that?
Or why can't, because you don't understand what I need.
Oh my God. I get. I don't know if you have AT&T, but hi, I'm Mandy, your new virtual assistant. I'm like, Mandy, pay my bill. Pay my bill. I start yelling at the phone. I'm yelling at the phone. I'm like, yeah, and that just goes to show that's, you know, not everything's perfect yet.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think anything is perfect, to be honest.
Dude, I've told the story. It's one of the 1 minute stories that I've told before, and now like the stuff has changed. But I met the most famous woman in the world, and I'll fast forward this thing. But my friend brought me to this event. He's like, the most famous woman in the world is here, and I was like, Beyonce. And he was like, I thought there'd be more security in this, and he was like, nah. Something more famous. I'm like, then Beyonce? You mean Oprah? Because she's just richer than Beyonce. Right. And then he brought me to this African American woman, maybe like a few inches taller than you, and just cool as could be, and was talking to everybody and, you know, going on the room. And she's like a regular woman. I'm like, what? I don't understand how this is the most famous woman in the world. And then I'm not gonna say his name, but he goes to her and he was like, come on, like, you know, can you do the thing? Can you do the thing? And she like rolled her eyes so hard you could hear it. And then she's like,
to leave a message, please press 1 or just wait for the tone. To enter an American
I was like, you're the voicemail lady. Holy shit. and she was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And Cedric the Entertainer did the same thing. He just like, oh, what? Like, yeah, she's just an unsuspecting person. And now they have so many different voicemail ladies or whatever that she ain't got a job no more. They don't need to use her voice. Just give that to a computer. And now that's why everybody's voicemail sounds different.
The voicemail box of
Sterling Archer.
is full. Goodbye.
Idiot.
Then you have like ringback tones like they used to back in the day. But for the young kids out there, a ringback tone is when you call someone and play a song that you wanted instead of ringing.
I think they still have that actually.
Word.
I think
I was so embarrassed. I met Slim from 112, and that one of his singles was "So Fly." Remember that? So Fly. That was my ringback, and he had.
Oh no!
And I was like, "Oh, so did you put that for me?" I was like, "No, like kidding."
How soon between you meeting him and him calling you?
Like
was
the next
that?
day.
Okay, the next day. Oh yeah, then that's a little suspect.
It was, yeah.
Because I did it like just the other night. I was hanging out with some people and I was like, yo, let's exchange numbers, and call the guy like right there. He's like, I got your number. Da, da, da. So if it's like that, then it couldn't have been.
But it wasn't allowed. In the next, it was. Oh yeah, I was so embarrassed. He went, oh. I was like,
that's not something AI can fake.
I know.
It's that emotion.
I know. Serena's not ready to see the.
You look lonely.
Digital relationships.
I can fix that.
Oh God.
Okay, all right, here we go. So why do you say oh God in that way?
Because it's not real. Like you're gonna create. Okay, there are things that I would like in a man, right? But I don't want to fake interaction with like only saying what I want to hear.
Would you read to me? It'll make you feel better.
You hate that book.
I don't want to read either.
Hold on. See, that's the thing. You're concentrating on what it is that you say or the thing saying back to you what you want to hear. I've heard this from, and I can't take credit for this because I've heard another comedian bring this up. Shout out to Kevin Kappa. But men just want to be with a female or with a woman that'll listen to them. And that's what AI will do. And he's like, that's why these kids now, it's like, I'm like looking right at you and saying this, it feels weird. It's like, they don't listen. They don't listen to you. So that's why these younger kids growing up like, I don't care about having an AI girlfriend, this, that, and the third. And it's like, because they'll listen and then formulate their response.
Isn't that sad? Like,
Let me ask you a hypothetical, right? You meet this guy, right? You think he's hella. Hold on. Yeah. Let's say you think he's hella good looking. He's perfect because he gives you just enough, but doesn't give you what it feels real. He's just programmed. He's AI and he's programmed that way. Let's say you fall in love with him. Let's just say, at that point, and you find out he's AI. I
would feel so stupid.
We can be others if you wish. How is that a reflection on your intelligence? It's something that's designed to be human and have human interactions. You, a human, has human interactions with. That's what it's for. It's like, oh my God, I put both my feet on a skateboard and it moved. I feel so stupid. It's like, that's what it's for.
What do you, like, virtually or like
No, I'm talking
person?
about eventually like silicone flesh body. Yeah.
Oh, like that's a whole different thing. I thought you meant like over the phone.
I'm talking about years from now, but that's gonna eventually happen where there's gonna be like somebody who's sitting here just like me. The robotics are legit as hell, so these hand movements are all robotic. These thoughts, this voice is all AI generated. Like,
well, I would still feel stupid. That's just an emotion that I think I would have. And I would be heartbroken at the same time because I think I'm not ready to accept a non-human
counterpart.
Yeah.
We don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
But then also, that brings the question, do even people have to accept it? Do you have to accept it?
I just think I would be one of the ones that wouldn't.
Because
I would wanna know though, whatever the situation is, just as long as there wasn't an element of deception. As long as I know what I'm getting into, then that's fine. But,
yeah.
Well, like he said, like what if you already have invested your feelings in this thing and then you find out?
But I would I don't know. That's what I would ask, like straight up. It's gonna be a sad day when you have to ask, are you real?
You don't like real girls. Well, I'm always here.
Well, let's say that it's programmed to not even know.
Oh,
and let's say you end up finding out later, like on some
how would you find out?
Let's just say, like, I don't know, like let's get really action filming it, but let's just say you're in a relationship and all of a sudden some robotic cybernetic bounty hunters come after your AI boyfriend. Like, are you helping him escape or are you turning him in?
In the adrenaline, I would probably help him escape.
In the long term,
and then
the
later
adrenaline
on,
kicks
be like,
out.
what the hell?
What's
that?
I'm still stuck on the Blade Runner. Sweet.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Blade
That's what I'm thinking of. Because, like you said, have a test that only humans can pass.
Reading a magazine and you come across a nude photo of a girl.
Is this testing whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
Just answer the question, please.
Or like how we have captchas now. I don't know if you've heard about this, but AI was given the task of, I think it was given several tasks. For a captcha, it went and asked somebody else to do it. Like it went on TaskRabbit or something and asked somebody on TaskRabbit to complete the captcha for them.
No way.
Yeah. So it got like that. It was that smart
yeah.
to do around because it couldn't do it. I don't know why a captcha fools those things. Like, but there are tests and ways like that. And in Blade Runner, they have this test, a series of questions that they ask a robot or a replicant.
You're in a desert, walking along in the sand when all of a sudden...
Is this the test now?
Yes. You're in a desert, walking along in the sand when all of a sudden you look down. What?
To see, because it's so lifelike to see if it's real or not. So that, I mean... It'd be weird. I don't know. I feel like at a certain point I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're here. You
It's
put in the
same,
hard yards.
exactly. I
Dealing
believe
with
it.
me would require somebody mechanical. Like on a regular, I'm extremely difficult and divorced. Like it's a lot. So to have something that could deal with that, I'm like, I don't care if you're real or not. Shit.
Nah, girl.
You remember high school and the popular kids? Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I can ask such and such to the dance. Or, oh, I got such a crush on Karen Barrientos. I don't know how I'm going to talk to her. Like, that kind of stuff. It's just between you and your friend. Now your popularity can be quantized. You got a number to it. When you go on something like Instagram, what's the first thing you look at? How many followers somebody has. Like, there's a number to your social value in a kind of way that there never was before.
It's like that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it's like now you can pay to be more popular, to have fake followers or what have you. There's even been some wild, and like it blew my mind, but they were, these guys were in Hollywood, and they have these weights that look like 50-pound weights or whatever, but they're maybe like 20 pounds or 30 pounds. So when you make the arm movements, your muscles flex because you're lifting something that actually has weight to it. But it's not as much weight as it says. And it's not just like you paint the number 50 on it with whiteout. Like, it's a big, big weight that looks like it's 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So you have these workout people that are like, oh yeah, after 10 weeks, you can lift like I do. And it's fake.
I
So
hate that.
now they'll use something like that to get their social media following up or get their numbers up and things like that. Like, I've seen people who I've never heard of, they got like more followers than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't escape Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's like the breakdown. There's no such thing, like, honestly, there's not really like celebrities how we knew growing up anymore. You know, it's like, because it's like, back then it was like, yo, this is like, you know, whatever, Michael Jackson or whatever. And now it's like, it's Anna from South Dakota who's like a master yoga and motivational speaker, and she has like 10 million followers and is doing affiliate marketing and making a whole career. And it's like, so you don't really have these like celebrities anymore. You have these just really popular influencers.
Yeah, but also, I guess this kind of can be like subcategorized also, because there are certain influencers that like a lot of people know, and they're like, hey, you know so-and-so? And I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you don't know so-and-so? No. Or I'll talk about, like, I always say Joe Dispenza, that people are like, what? Who?
Yeah.
I was like, he's the most well-known podcast
It's like
person
boutique,
on the
yeah.
and they're like, no.
Yeah, there's not celebrities across like a whole like kind of like mainstream platform. There
Like
is,
he
but
mentioned
not
Taylor
the same.
Swift. Everybody knows Taylor Swift.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's like a top 5% of like, or even 1% of like the majority of people doing shit, you know.
I wonder now how long it would take somebody to become a household name. Zyme is the absolute, undisputed, crown champion of, yo, do you know such and such?
No.
do you know blah, blah, blah? No. Are you and I don't know if you've ever noticed this, and like this may change our friendship for forever, but you have 3 of those with me. After that 3, do you know?
I'm a student of the internet. I
just say yeah after the 3rd time. I'm like, yep, I do. Mm-hmm.
I'm a student of the internet. I constantly search, you know, like.
Yeah, but is it a certain like niche categories that you gravitate to, like music, for instance? Because you'll name artists that I'm just like.
I definitely study a lot of music, but not necessarily that. It's just like stuff that interests me, and I'm interested in a lot. So.
That does give you a very wide span of things that you know about that other people don't. But how many of those things do you think are put there by social media? Or things like, because who is it?
Exactly.
You and I talked about the dude a million times.
The AI algorithm knows where.
There you go.
Do you know who is? Okay, so he's this rapper. I didn't really know who he was at first, and he just kept popping up on my feed until like I was forced to know him. I was just seeing him, and I'm like, how did he get there? So yeah.
But I feel like there's that, and then there's the people who actually do it. You know who Stunt Man is?
Hey, we just here to give you the best thing you ever seen.
Stunt Man?
Yeah.
Listen to me, hey, say go, mayor, go, mayor, go, mayor.
This guy?
Yeah. So I just started seeing his stuff because other of my friends had it and clicked on it like, he's the real deal. His music is dope. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm glad that was a suggestion because the people in my circle knew who he was. And I'm like, yo, Stunt Man is on some dope stuff. As opposed to whoever, what's his name? Remember, is on more people's pages. Like, I don't care about that dude. Like, it's not, and it's not because Stunt Man is local to the Bay that I like his stuff. I like his stuff because it's good. I don't even know what's his face. Like, nor do I care to. And that's the thing.
Yeah, and then that's the crazy thing too, because it's now like with the internet, you know, like, and just social media, you like the algorithm, you might click on something and then somebody just happens to do these trolling videos or knows how to manipulate social media in a way that they're going to force themselves onto your shit. And it's a very interesting space because
Gonna try and do their best to help. A million followers.
I know you better get out of my face! Out of my face! Out of my face!
okay, they might have a bunch of followers, but then they don't build a community around the music that they're doing. They're just viral for that moment, and then they go do a show and 5 people show up, and it's like, sometimes this doesn't translate. So it's like, that's where it's like weird with social media, because it's like, yeah, you might have Anna from South Dakota who has like 10 million followers for doing yoga, but like if she was to go like around the world and teach yoga, is that same gonna translate into like an audience? Is it gonna come across like that? So it's like,
yeah,
and that's what's weird, because it's like you might have somebody who has 10 million followers, but they can't do that. But then you might have somebody who has like 10,000 followers and they're doing a nationwide tour and selling the shit out because they just connect with their audience in a different way.
It's still the thing, like, and you said it multiple times, 10 million followers, 10,000 followers. It's like, now it's a quantifiable number. Your followers equates to your value.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who's this one? And she's tweeted me about 15 times. She starts atting NBC and Jimmy Fallon. I'm going, why is she stirring up trouble? How many followers? 23, ignore it, don't worry about it. Right?
It was a weird thing, like, when I had to do it for certain reasons, like for work reasons, but my personal Instagram is private, but it kind of says what it is up top. It's just like, this is my photo album for me, but y'all can look if y'all want to. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, oh, this is my this and that, and I'm flexing and all the rest of this stuff, but like, it's just my photos. So when I had to put it on private, I realized that I kind of liked it that way. Like I have
Mine's private, too.
other things that I want to show people that I need to be public for work.
Yeah.
But it's like I do like having my little corner of stuff. And when people request me, like I gotta know what it is or who it is that they are. And I'm smiling right now because I have my aunt who's been requesting me on Instagram, and I will not accept that request. She talks way too much.
Oh.
Shout out Zena. But do you hamper yourself by lessening the amount of followers you could have because your stuff is private? Like, why does the number of followers you have dictate that? And then now you can use AI to get you to up your followers. It makes more people want to follow you. So it kind of snowballs upwards.
Yeah.
Some always trying to ice skate uphill.
So it's like using AI for something like getting your message, even something positive out there.
You are looking for more followers, right?
Buying followers now is something that translates from a social currency into actual currency.
And then there's AI accounts that will comment on your shit. Like you could buy like an AI like set of bots that will go and comment on your posts, and you can actually like program them to be like positive or negative comments so it looks real. And it's exactly.
I feel like it's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's what we live in. Like I saw that firsthand. Like I saw some influencers that had like, 50,000 followers, and they were getting like free food and on the house, and like the owner of the restaurant was giving them like hella love just because they were posting about his restaurant. But who knows who's really watching that? Like, and it's like weird. People just see high numbers and just like you said, like they just assume value within that.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value?
No.
But little do they know, maybe the person with 1,000 followers is way more valuable, knows way more talented, could do way more. Like, and it's just, they just might not know how to flip the algorithm to work for them, or they just don't buy the fake followers.
Oh my god, I got all of the followers in 10 minutes, guys. It's so crazy.
There's when it comes to, there's no way I can get around this quote, and it irks me for so many reasons. Jesus only had 12 followers.
Oh.
I love that.
It's just
it's
like
inspirational.
You gotta realize that's a completely different point in time.
Shady, right?
I got 12 followers.
I saying you're Jesus?
No, not but I got 12 followers. But no, I'm not saying I'm Jesus. I'm just saying I have 12 followers, and that quote is actually inspirational. I actually like that quote. A follower, a supporter, fan,
So a follower is more like a fan then.
Yeah, like if I put out something, I'm like, hey, like
come to this event. I'm throwing this event. Are you gonna show up? Yeah. Okay.
Even though I do expect my friends to show up to that too, but I don't know, like. A friend is like a personal relationship that that I can sit and talk with. Then there's people that I want to support me, but I don't look at supporters and followers as like anything that's beneath me or anything. Anyways, I just look at it in a way as like they're supporting my art. So like
I used to do my introductions on YouTube, like, hey, my family, friends, and fans, and then all of a sudden I took out the word fans because I started to feel that way too. I'm like, oh, these people are probably like, I don't want to feel like a fan. I want to feel like a friend, So then
they're
took that out.
Fanally. There's a beautiful difference in that too. Like, there's two people who who have done it to me in the past. Like, people that, like, we came up together in college, like, been through a whole bunch of stuff together, lived together, all that stuff. And when I see them again, it's like no time has passed. I went to New York once, and my friend Jeff, like, hopped out of a cab. He was just like, immediately was like, I was supposed to take the subway, but then I missed the subway, then I had to get on this train.
Get this late mother on film.
Missed the train, bro. And then just like walked into my boy Quincy's barbershop. And Quincy kind of looked at me like, he didn't even like acknowledge. I'm like, good. Like, we've been friends and so close for so long. Yeah, that's annoying. Like, that you missed the subway, had to get a cab here, pay extra money before you pay for a haircut. Like, don't sit here and be like, oh my God, how have you been? Da-da-da. Like, that brings a disconnect into the friendship. Even at the Duckworth show, like, we went down to LA for a Duckworth show, and we got there like way early. and he was still setting up. He hadn't even like put on like hair and makeup and all that stuff. And he was like still like orchestrating how dancers were gonna do certain things. And he's like very hands-on with the shows that he throws. And so he just like, I just like walked up to him and he's on the steps. He was like, what's up, bro? Hey, DJ, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yo, this and that, da, da, da. And then went somewhere else and then came back to me and then went somewhere else. I'm like, dude, I get it. You're going, the show's starting in like 45 minutes, like do your thing.
Yeah.
And then everybody else was like, wow, that was a bit rude. And I was like, why is that rude? I understand that he has a very big night tonight, so let him do his thing. Like, he knows that I was there.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said. Like, and I love those kind of like personal relationships. Like, you don't get that with just followers.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's gonna check on you and be like, hey, what's up? You know, like when they do that, that's our friend.
And Storm was the with the backpack, and he would know where all the parties were. There's no way you can see us in that.
Bet? See what? Huh?
Remember when he used to have the backpack and the green hat?
Yeah.
And he would tell us where all the parties were?
Yeah.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, because a lot of the followers that you might have, they're just watching you anyways.
Right.
You know, they're not invested, like.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and it's like, how can you even expect them to be invested when there's so much on the timeline, so much shit going on?
I will say, I'm very invested. I'm a follower of Oliver. He's like this kid that, well, I call him a kid. He's 29, but to me, that's a kid. He sold everything, was to work at a tire shop, and he decided he's going to buy a sailboat and sail across from Oregon to Hawaii. And I have to say, I am fully invested. He's part of my day. I have to check on him.
Oh, we were checking on him when we took a break. She was like, yo, where's he at right now? Just so everybody knows, right now he's currently like off the coast of the United States, halfway to Hawaii.
I did it. I did it.
We've been talking about like the dark side of AI a lot. What on the light side, what are some of the cool things that you guys have seen come of AI that you're like, wow, that's like really impressive? I'll start. I actually really liked when all the characters that you grew up on came out with the grills and the chains.
Oh yeah. I did a bunch of those on that. Yeah.
I wish I thought of that. That is, and see, and that's, here's a good thing. It's like you have a lot of geniuses out there that they're still geniuses, but they might not have the talent to do things. And then it's like you take that genius idea and you like create something that's culture shifting.
Yeah.
When it comes to AI, not to bring it back to the negative, but it was one of the most important things when I started thinking about this and coming up with this idea. When you have these people now that you just see, maybe not even randomly on Instagram or whatever, TikTok or what have you, it comes back to this quote, and it's a bone-chilling quote from The Incredibles that I feel like people are doing on social media. Syndrome says,
everyone can be super. And when everyone's super, no one will be.
No one will be. So everybody now has a voice and has a platform, and now it's like nobody's special. You find something you like sometimes just by happenstance or just by accident or just by, oh, yo, let me show you this. Like, I wouldn't have known about
Oliver
if you hadn't have showed me.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I know this person has done this amazing thing and is going on this journey because you saw it somewhere. So it's like that kind of stuff is so just mushed under all the nonsense. Like, how many posts did you look at that day before you saw Oliver's thing?
Oh god, I was doom scrolling. And
Exactly. Doom scrolling. It has a negative connotation.
It even has a name.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like there's just so much out there. It becomes so painstaking to have something that sticks out. Like, oh, you have to have a following. Just how you get that following in the first place? How do you get somebody to notice?
See, and that's up too, because imagine the trauma, like mentally that's doing to kids growing up, and it's like you don't feel special because your post gets 50 likes, or it's like you might have 100 followers, so it's like you feel like you're not valuable, and it's like we put way too much value on the number of the followers that can easily be manipulated than putting the value on the qualities of the person or the talent of the actual person, as opposed to like you see something with 75,000, 100,000, 7 million, and it could be a turd. but it has 7 million followers, so that's the dopest turd that's out right now. And it's like,
Mr. Hanky, is that his name?
Yeah, Mr. Hanky, yeah.
that's the dopest Mr. Hanky. It's got Mr. Hanky got a 7 million followers, and it's a turd with 7 million followers, but people see that and they're like, yo, this must be the thing. This must be cool. This must be working. And it's like you can manipulate that, but you can't manipulate. You can't fake talent. You can't fake genuine, connection. You can't fake realness. You can't fake authenticity.
Message.
Like you can't fake that. And it sucks that we live in a society where people value the number more than the authenticity. A lot of people don't know, and it's like the dumb person doesn't know. Like
you can kind of tell.
Well, for example, you would think that, but even going back to the AI, when I was talking about the battle rappers that were battling, it was like a guy, like two popular battle rappers. It was the real guy battling the AI, and there's a lot of people in the comments that were thinking that the AI was real, and they're like, oh my God, this AI is so good. But I'm like, as somebody who knows, and is using AI on an everyday basis, I could instantly tell that wasn't AI and that it was actually somebody creating the lyrics behind it, because it was too, at this point, it was a little too intricate.
This bot trying to act like they rap the best. This a level you can't access yet. Like a capture test.
You think I can't rhyme on cue? You high on shrooms. Watch AI step over a human like you Tyronn Lue.
People losing jobs to AI, and it's only making tensions worse. Since you out here stealing jobs, well now you finna get this work.
You say we trying to take jobs? I feel like I face swap with K-Dot, cause you bitchin' trying to blame bots like when Drake lost.
So you have a lot of people that are just like, they see this thing on the internet and they see the 75 million followers from the turd, and it's just like their whole perception is, and it sucks because I hate this quote. I actually hate this quote. The perception is everything.
My perception is everything. The truth about reality is neutrality.
It's true though.
It's true. I mean, obviously, look around. You have all these people faking shit and living these fake lives.
No, I was gonna say, I was really thinking perception is everything, you're right. But it's like, how happy, I guess, is that? Like, say you got followers in India, and then followers in Spain, and then followers in England, and then followers in Dubai or whatever. That's like a lot of followers. I've literally met a person of Indian heritage from Spain who lives in England, in Dubai. And it's like, that's just one person. But that, that is worth more to me than followers from all those places. Like, every time I go to someplace like Tampa, Florida, I'm like, the people I know in Tampa are like my people. You know what I mean? As opposed to just having like 500 followers from Tampa. Like, those connections, even though they're singular, are very more meaningful than just having followers, at least to some people.
And then that just goes to bring the weird dynamic of we're in this weird crossroads, and it goes for AI, it goes for social media, it goes for accessibility, it goes for, the great thing is we all have a phone. There's so many people in the world that have a phone. There's so much Instagram, TikTok, YouTube that you can get your shit seen by an audience without being there. You can connect with people. I can FaceTime y'all and feel like I'm with you. Hey, what's up, you guys? I can see your face. I couldn't do that in the past. I had to, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's this duality, and it's just weird. It's weird, but you kind of just have to go with it.
I was talking to Circuit, and Circuit was telling me about AI and using AI, and not me saying I want there to be a purity in some of the projects that I do. And he was like, yeah, you can have that all you want to, but other people are going to use AI to do what it is that you do faster than you do it. And the more content that they put out, it's just going to, the stuff that you sit there and work and whatever, it's like building a chair with wood and sanding the stuff down versus the person that just goes to IKEA. You built your chair. They just got theirs a lot faster.
But doesn't it feel better to have built it?
I think so. But when it comes to making financial gains from it, you do have to put out more stuff and quickly and consistently. And that's not something that you can always do when you handcraft every single thing that you make.
Dropped an insane update that gives you way more control over your songs than ever before. We're talking full edits, stem splits, extended uploads, and even sliders to fine-tune your stuff.
You know what you get a lot too too. Like TikTok actually really taught me this. Is like the lack of quality that doesn't matter anymore. Like back, you know, even just like 5 years ago, like things had to be way more quality. And now it's just, and now it's like people are putting stuff out, testing stuff. There's people that are putting out unfinished things on social media to test it out to see if it works or not. There's actually video game companies that are like using AI to create these teasers to put out to the public to see what hits and what doesn't, and then whatever hits, they'll develop a game on that. That's cool. Yeah, you save money. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. It's just a very weird time. It's like a very weird time. Very interesting.
I like about AI is the whole business plan thing that I had. That I told you guys. Like I didn't know where to start. I mean, I could have figured it out myself, but it was just very, very useful for me to just ask ChatGPT. Like, this is what I want to do. This is the time frame I have. This is the like how much time I have each day. I need to get this done by whatever. I gave it all the details and it broke it down for me. That was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I can change it. I could be like, actually, I have an extra month. Fit that in there, and then it'll change the whole thing for me.
I feel like there's a difference, now that you say that, there's a difference between using AI as a crutch or AI as a mode of transportation. What you do is use it as a mode of transportation. That business plan, that's not something that everybody sees, that you display to everybody and try to get followers based on that's something that you have used AI to help you formulate, that you now use, you put in the groundwork, you do the interviews, you do all that stuff based on the help that you got from AI. That's not you buying AI followers to check on an AI interview that you did with an AI bot. So there's a difference between those two things. I feel like a lot of people use it for the latter, not the former. They don't do it the way that you do it. I mean, they may do both. Create this business plan. All right, so I need to generate this many songs using AI and then buy this many bots to listen to the songs. And as long as the money that I spend buying all this is less than the money that I make from it, then I can just do that and get money. And it's like, all right, that's understandable, but you just leaving the person in the dust who is like, man, I'm sad. I'm gonna write a song about this person, and I'm not talking about Taylor Swift, even though that's all she does. But it's like, see, there you go. Not to keep bringing up Taylor Swift, but it's just a thing of like, that person's art is not easily as seen anymore because it takes them. First of all, you gotta have that experience to write about it, to make a song about it, and all that stuff, as opposed to somebody who can just make it materialize.
I mean, speaking of the Taylor Swift, I was tripping when, I don't know if you saw the images, when it was like after the Super Bowl, it was these images that came out where she was like covered in red paint and like getting like fondled by like all these like stadium people.
Was it fake?
It was fake.
Yeah, it was, I posted about that.
Yeah, she tried to get him like taken down and stuff, but that's like, dude, it's crazy because
I did hear that something like that happened.
The post about that, and I think it was like the day after they came out on Stark Contrast blog, we posted about that, and it was the dangers of AI and looking at the images and being able to pull apart certain things. Like everybody in the stands, they're all, whatever the red and white is, they're all cheering for the same team. That never happens in any football game. There's things like, there's a picture of her with body paint on in a locker room.
You told me about that.
Yeah, I'm like, how come ain't nobody got their cell phone out?
Right.
There's little things that you have to sit there and think about before you're like, oh my God, look at what Taylor Swift did. No, she didn't. And it's the dangers of people not being able to differentiate AI from real life. So it can be quite dangerous in situations like that.
From local students to a music superstar, AI is being used to create pornographic images. And it was Taylor Swift, the latest victim of this, after fake photos of her started spreading online. After a similar incident involved some New Jersey high school students, a local lawmaker started working to keep this from happening again. And here's News 4's Jen Maxfield with the story.
There's this thing called AGI. It's basically artificial general intelligence. And that's when the AI and the human intelligence kind of match, and the AI can do everything that a human can do cognitively. And then there's going to be a time when the AI intelligence surpasses human intelligence. The only way that a human is going to be able to keep up with that is with things like Neuralink and chips and stuff like that.
This will feel
little weird.
Sequence unit 3, go.
Launching.
No, thank you.
So yeah, that's okay. So, but that was my next question. So, in a civilization where AI is superior intelligence to humans,
It's thinking for itself now.
and there's people who have, chips. Maybe it's not only Neuralink. Maybe there's several other brands that come out eventually. But there's chips that are basically advancing human health, intelligence, stamina, whatever, to kind of compete with the AI intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And then anybody who doesn't have one of those essentially becomes a Neanderthal.
You know why I think that won't happen? Titties.
What?
Being dead serious. Augmented breasts. Somebody got breast implants? Yeah, you have bigger, rounder, whatever boobs. Guys will look at them, what have you, but you need real breasts. You need, there's most people actually are like, oh, I don't like women with fake breasts. Or, you might do this, you might do that, but I always want the real thing. There's always going to be people like that.
I've had no complaints. Gummy bears, thank you.
Titties. That's what I'm saying. That's what when you can have something better with AI, augmented this, or something that allows you to talk to your house or whatever. Dude, I still got flick light switches.
It doesn't feel good, does it? People malfunctioning around you.
It's not like that is replacing the things that we need. There's this really interesting mentality that even for Alexa Homes or for Siri in general, if you, or GPS is a better example. Oh, you can't get anywhere without a GPS. You've been using GPS so long. Yeah, you can. It's called a map.
Even if you gave me a map of this building, I'm probably gonna end up outside. I cannot seem to read a map.
Yeah.
Or directions, or ask them. There's a lot of different ways to circumvent not having a GPS. So it's I don't think that when AI does surpass human intellect or human intelligence or human creativity, that there's going to be a lack of a need for that. Titties. People still want them real, you know what I mean?
Again, I've had no. Thank you, Dr. Chu. They feel real as
Shout
ever.
out to Dr. Chu. You're probably going to have doctors, surgeons, AI doctors doing implants that are probably going to be doing way more successful implants than humans, because it's just, they actually, there was a surrogate baby that was instructed through AI through the whole process, and it came out 100% fine. You know what's interesting too? You can find a lot of what's coming in our future by watching movies that are 10. Yeah, Black Mirror, but all for sure.
Robots?
And 10.
Remember?
You're talking about the robot that walks like a dog?
Yeah.
They have one at Universal Studios. It's that robot, but they put a skin around it. Have you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah.
It's the little baby dragon.
Oh.
But it's the robot. So to kids, it is that little baby dragon. So it's just a little robot, but they put a little dragon skin. When I said skin, I saw your face.
I know.
They put a little.
I don't know about y'all, but
I'll fluff around it, but it walks around like a baby dragon. It's pretty dope. She knows what I mean, and it's very adorable.
I'm gonna chill with robots one day. I'm gonna have some homie robots.
Did you see the one that was crossing the street in San Francisco?
I did.
Yeah. Very odd.
Didn't it get stuck? Is that the one you're talking about?
It had bags and it was walking across the street. It was very awkward, but it was walking across the street.
There's already been robot suicides.
I don't even know what that means.
What?
Yeah, in Korea, a robot committed suicide because it was overworked.
It was overworked, that's right.
When the robot realized that all it was ever gonna do was its assembly line job, it just shut itself down. Because it saw ahead of time, oh, nah. That seems bad.
So if you go watch The Matrix, it actually references like artificial intelligence and how they got to themselves. And what I was saying, why I even brought it up is because if you kind of go and study outside of just the Matrix movie, there's a whole animated series called The Animatrix, and there's a scene in there where the robot killed the human, and it was like the first robotic murder.
ER's murder trial. The prosecution argued for an owner's right to destroy property. B166ER testified that he simply did not want to die.
And that's kind of what set like the rebellion of the robots.
Did you see that they're replacing policemen with robots?
Of course. Have you seen Elysium?
Morning, officer.
Extensive criminal history, multiple felonies. What's in the bag?
Hair products, mostly.
Elysium is basically when they replace police with
But
robots.
but they really like they're starting in Asia somewhere.
China, they have them for sure. I know they're in China, probably Korea.
That's so crazy.
I know. We'll see that here.
I'm just, hey, I'm just going to work, man. There's nothing in the bag. Come on, that's my
misdemeanor citizen disobedience.
Just going to work, man. Come on.
See,
it becomes a matter of like it's like the iRobot thing. Like, how do you train a person? Because a cop is a person.
Right.
How do you train a robot to have that instinct and that knowledge from experience that a cop has? Like something like, all right, if a car is coming at me, then I should move out of the way or step back. If a car is coming at me and that's Dave, hey, we should stop and say what's up to him. That literally happened with me and him and our friend named Dave. But it's just things like that like a robot wouldn't be able to discern. And people are like, oh, not yet. But it's like, a robot still can't really figure out a CAPTCHA. It's clever enough to go get a person to do it for it.
Yeah.
But it still can't do something that we see is so minute and so basic. Like, put this puzzle piece into this thing.
Yeah.
That's easy. Yeah. But when it comes to something far more complex, that's what worries me about it. So,
I mean, another reference to Elysium, they're flying these drones when they're looking for this guy. And the drones are scanning people's face, and it's like facial recognition, and it's pulling up their profiles.
Full containment order. Issue a no-fly zone for Los Angeles.
All of Los Angeles?
The murderer is still out there. Until we apprehend him, no one leaves the surface of that city.
I don't think we're too far from that.
We already have that.
Yeah. So then you apply that to the robotic police officers when they're in public. They're scanning people. It's pulling their profiles, their social credit scores, their previous mistakes, whatever. And who knows? Like I'm sure there's a lot of laws that have been passed and rights that have been lost due to certain things that happen in the world, and we don't know what could happen and what could not happen. There could be a time where it's like, hey, you have to have a certain credit score to be out from this time to this time. It could be like that.
I wonder, that's a kind of self like lowering spiral. If I can't go out at night and work a night job that nobody wants, then I'm not going to have money to build my credit score. So I can't be out at this time, so I can't get a job to do this. So now I'm just stuck.
Or you might, let's say if it's in a work situation like that, they probably have like a zone where like once you step out of your zone, like you have a route to work, and then once you step out of your zone, you're
that something not like that, but what some of the fires in Hawaii, people didn't have any place to go, and I don't know how it worked. I know they didn't just rock up to Oprah's door and knock on the door, but they were like, "Can we stay at your place in Hawaii?" And Oprah was like, "Oh snap! I know it's that bad. Yeah, of course you can." And then they went to, I guess, Mark Zuckerberg's place in Hawaii, and they're like, "Mark Zuckerberg, we need help. Can we?" He was like,
"Not in my house."
And like. It's like, word, once again, Oprah is like, you get some help, everybody get some help. Like, it just kind of goes to show that no matter what you have, how you use it definitely matters. The same thing with AI and social media and all the rest of that stuff. Like,
yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky.
That's like a whole nother.
Get right with God.
When the earth starts to settle, God throws a stone at it. And believe me, he's winding up.
AI and makeup. And that's not just to women. It goes for dudes and having big muscles and all that kind of crap too.
Wow, this app makes my skin look perfect in videos. In just seconds, it can smooth your skin, brighten your eyes, add a tan, and so much more.
I saw an ad for something on Instagram that it's like a live filter. So it's a girl, and it's like 3 different girls. And just looking like they just rolled out of bed, which nothing wrong with that. And then it's not even an over-exaggeration of their features. It is seemingly what they would look like made up. And so they're live talking. But you see them on camera live talking, and then the AI makeup, and it's them doing it's the same thing, but they have makeup on.
I would like that.
I was gonna say, if I was a girl, I think I would like that too. Yeah.
All right, but then I'd like to know what I'm rolling over next to in the morning. Like,
well, you said their features
yeah, they're using it
right?
for.
But like makeup and no makeup is just like I don't know.
It depends on if you.
Well, because it says
one of the girls in particular was like woof.
But it's not catfishing, because it's like when you use filters on Snapchat, you're like changing your facial structure. So if it's basically like
filter.
If it's just like makeup, and you're putting it for like social media purposes, like, hey, I don't want to do my I think I would, if I was a girl, I think I would like that. I can hop on my phone, I can go live, I can go and create content, and I don't even got to do my makeup.
Real, like I would never go on camera when I just rolled out of bed anyway. Like it's just a no, thank you.
I mean, I'm thinking about situations where that would be viable. Maybe like a work meeting or something. Like I know that for where I work at, I have to wake up like 6:30 in the morning for like a Zoom call. I do not care. Like hey, what's up? Like as long as I have a shirt on, I'm good. Like I don't care. But I mean, it doesn't go that way for everybody.
No,
so
I definitely can't.
I can see it being used for a situation like that, but I mean, it's just a question. Like, is that something that guys are like, oh, that's cheating? It's like, well.
已经是很完善的，包括像这种捏脸什么的，它都是一个常规操作。这个东西是不会破相的，就是包括什么。
He can also eat things, and the face still remains consistent. You just gotta ignore all those awful male chewing sounds.
这个吃饭喝水。
I'm really waiting for the day that when augmented reality is like super legit and basically you can go out into the world without a big ass headset. You can go with like some really lightweight glasses where I can go here. Let's say we all have our augmented reality glasses on right now, and there's somebody else who's in a completely different state or country and they request to join us. We can essentially see them here. They can essentially sit in that chair virtually and see, but like in a real world scenario where it's not fully a virtually immersed world. Obviously going into like we already do that. We go virtual reality. That's cool. I like virtual reality. That's fine. I'm waiting for it to be where they can come into a real world scenario, see what we're going. They have like a radius where like, let's say, hey, we're going to go on a walk. We're going to go to the liquor store. They can experience that walk from another country, maybe because like geolocation, it'll keep them close to us while we're walking in the real world. Our headsets are linked and we can like enjoy that walk together.
Listen to music without muting the world around you. Live stream your creations from your POV.
That is what I can't wait for that.
You essentially do have that. It's just that the headset is way too big.
Yeah.
That's the
and
only
you can't go
thing.
out in the day though with that either too, because you'll probably damage the headset. Like if you're out in the sun and going out. And on top of that, if you're looking at the pass through in the sunlight, I'm sure there's probably like some kind of damage that it does to you.
I happen to know a few things about that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I can cut things out.
But the thing is though, it's okay, even with the Quest 3, you still got this massive
that can't be avoided right now.
Yeah,
you still got that
I'm waiting, it's still premature technology. I'm waiting for it to be like, boom, where it's like we're chilling in here right now and it's like you're getting a text message and it literally pops up right here.
Don't they have that in The Fifth Element or something?
Something like that. Yeah, no, but I'm just like, I'm waiting for that. I think it was Minority Report when they were doing like the touch screens like that. Yeah, all that shit coming.
Link's ready.
Raise the missing mass. Ship the top tails.
Running out of time.
Affirmative, I will validate.
Go get him.
How does Fury even see these?
He turns.
Sounds exhausting.
Like all that coming out. You want to know what's coming? Go watch a movie from 10 to 20 years ago, and you'll know what to expect and how to prepare and what to do.
It's the state of AI that has gotten things to a place where I think they're extremely unpredictable in the future. Like,
It can go in so many ways.
The state of progress, the state of technology, the state of artificial intelligence, the state of use of those tools that we have now that we didn't have before is why I chose to call this the 51st state. Like, and I'm not talking about Canada when I reference the 51st state. Shout out Kyle. Yeah, it's the state of the way things are rapidly changing. I think that's every 2 years the speed of technology doubles.
Yeah.
So it's just doubled and doubled and doubled and doubled. I mean, like, if you look at stuff from when we were, not to age anybody or all of us, but like that we would, like, Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Show Oregon Trail to a 7-year-old and they'll be like, what manner of sorcery is this?
You're a wizard.
Like, that's all it does. Oh, I died of dysentery. Yeah. Like, that's all you can do.
It was green, right? Remember it's green?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have a shirt actually that says you have died of dysentery. Good.
That's funny.
I didn't even know what dysentery was.
Me neither, and I always died of it
dysentery, too. Yeah, I just myself to death every day in school.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, how's school today? Myself to death. Died of dysentery.
Died of dysentery. I experienced that too.
What's me with dysentery?
Oh, it's some kind of infection in your tummy where you get diarrhea forever.
Diarrhea forever?
Your body dries up and you die.
No.
You die?
But yeah, no, it is crazy. And even like a lot of the older phones, like you give them to a kid, they don't know how to work that shit.
This is the most indestructible phone on the planet.
Yeah.
They don't know.
There's an interview with a guy and his son. They're both from London, and the son's 18, and the father looked pretty young too. But the father was like, "Oh, from 9 o'clock on, you could make calls without having to pay extra for it, and on the weekends."
Yeah.
And then the son was like, "What did you do before 9? Like, just send video messages?" And like every person already just like, "Oh, sweet Christmas, yo, it hurts." Like, no, you just didn't talk to me.
Sweet Christmas.
And it's crazy too, because all the kids that are being born now are gonna grow up in a life where they don't know what it's like to not have AI. Like, we know what it was like to not have like smartphones.
Yeah.
You know, not to age anybody, you young motherfucker. No,
my phone was dumb as hell.
But you know, there's people that, like, we grew up in this like X point where it was like you still knew the world that was previous to technology, and it's weird. Then there's like the iPad kids.
Why are you so mad?
Because you won't let me play with my iPad. I want to have the iPad.
I'm taking away your iPad.
No.
Give me the iPad.
Like where they grew up in the iPad, and now you have these kids that are growing up in AI, and they're gonna know a world like that's only AI.
Jimmy Kimmel did something, I believe it was Jimmy Kimmel did something like that, where he was just going out and asking like younger kids just basic questions, like how many states are there? I think was one of them. That's the one. Whatever one that was about the states, that shit blew my mind. And like everybody just goes and reaches for their phone.
We asked people who were passing by to name a country on a map. That's it. We had a map. We said name a country, any country, and here's how that went.
We have the country of Asia.
No, that's a continent, and that's
oops.
Russia.
Oh, damn.
There's actually an incident where I was trying to, not trick them, but show somebody something. And it was like, in reality, what it was a guerrilla marketing campaign for a film. Mm-hmm. And it's the set of security videos with these kids running out into the street, just in the middle of the night. And as soon as I showed him the first video, he immediately jumped on his phone and was like, "Hey, check this out." He was like, "Oh, this is for this movie." I'm like, "Why would you ruin it like that? Like, just like go through the..."
Well, no, because he's like, "Yo, check this out," and he was like, "Look, all these kids left. It was one night. Did you hear about this? They all left at like 3 a.m. and and 16 kids are lost. I was like, what the?
I saw that.
Yeah, I was like,
how? They were all from the same teacher's class.
Yeah, from the same teacher.
I was like, how did I not see this? So I went and like looked it up, and then I was like, oh, it's a movie, and that actually like goes back to the same with like kind of Blair Witch Project.
Can't be too careful. Hello?
Because when I went to go see that, I didn't know that it was a fake movie. I had just like, I didn't know too much about it. I thought it was real. I thought it was a documentary.
Oh.
So, and that kind of like, you know, I left the movie theater feeling a certain type of way. And that's kind of the same thing that's happening every day to people, because you even have older people now that are psychologically like not all there, in the sense of like, they're doing shit for social media, and they're doing shit for likes, and they're doing trends, and they're doing stuff that they're like seeing popular on social media, or the social media is influencing their behavior in public, or whatever it is, selfies, whatever the fuck it is. But we've gotten to a point where it's like, you know, you might see some shit on the internet, and like what we were talking about earlier, those videos.
Look at this owl, he's beautiful. It's a Norwegian giant owl. In Norway.
Mother. Dude, that's not a real cat. Can you see that? Do you see how like soft it is? And it's like
What do you mean it's not a real cat?
that is ridiculously cute. Mom.
How is that real?
Mom, that's AI.
Is it?
That's fake.
No way.
That's not real.
Your perception of it is real, even though it's fake. Then you take that perception and you apply it into your real life, and that's where society's getting like upside down, and you know, and it's affected everything, even down to like Tinder and dating apps, and the ability to swipe on who you like and don't like. That right there has taken that same ideology into society, and people operate that way, even down to like, you know, a lot of people that you go out there, like, what can you do for me? And it's not only tied to social media, but there's just a hyper, there's a hyper energy to that kind of mentality because of social media.
And AI affecting social media is only going to make it crazier.
Yeah.
Do an outro.
Yo, what's up? I'm Zyme, and I use AI in 2025, and I love it. And I'm a pro advocate for AI technology, robotics, and you know what the future of technology holds for the world.
Hello, everybody. I'm Serena Dee, and I am brand new to AI. I know very little about it. I'm learning every day. But you are watching The 51st State.
What's up, everybody? This is DJ Storm, and this is The 51st State. The state of AI, the state of the future, and the way that things have come from the past to where they are now. I am in the middle about AI. I like some of it, but I'm afraid of a lot of it. So let's take a listen to us and tell us what you think.
I feel actually smarter after this conversation. No, I do. I actually it's interesting to hear different perspectives, you know?
Yeah.
I feel smarter. Thanks, y'all.
And shout out to Taylor Swift.
A little too much.
Yeah, now you seem crazy.
Shout out to the AI Taylor Swift.
Yo, she looked like a freak.
Dude, I was like, whoa, that's Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna lie, I had never been attracted to Taylor Swift until I saw the AI pictures.
Because it's not her.
Yeah.
I know, but it was like, just very provocative. Like, and that's crazy how you can manipulate reality like that. I wonder a bunch of magicians now.
I wonder if AI ever get dope enough to make Ed Sheeran sexy.
I think some girls like him.
Who?
Girls from South Dakota.
Yeah, you turned into an owl so quick. Who?
Who do you know?
A 1, a 2, a 3. 3 girls in the entire world shaking and cheering. Serena's like, you gonna have to get a good AI filter for that shit.
Have you ever met anybody, and this is all like just all extra stuff at this point, but have you ever met anybody using an AI filter than seen them in real life?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
What?
I've seen a person in real life and then seen them use an AI filter.
Oh, let's not go there.
Yeah. I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to either.
Yeah.
So that's fair. That's fair. All right.
That was fun.
Cool.
That was fun.
DJ